Thrilling interview with Craig Newton and Frank Stutton. Oh my God, you're here. Hello, my name is Jose Harrison.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
And you would be?
Craig.
Okay. I know I get you mixed up. Here, have a seat, have a seat. Alright. Let me just get this set up. I heard you two were asking for an interview together so you could reveal a secret that you were waiting to tell.
That's correct.
What is it?
Well, it's a terrible secret that we have had in our backs for quite a long time. Something I feel I should just get rid of. Just bring it out to the open.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my real name isn't Craig Newton.
It isn't?
No. Well, legally it is. I legally got it changed, but it wasn't originally Craig Newton. No. My real name, my birth name, is Rick Bagel.
You know, that is so weird, because when I was a child, when I was in school, back a while ago, there was a kid whose last name was Bagel in my school, and, you know, it's not a common name.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Bagel? Yeah, well, did you make fun of him? Because pretty much that's what our childhood consists of.
Now, what do you mean by our childhood?
Well, my name is not Frank Stutton. I also had my name legally changed. It was formerly Mike Bagel.
Bagel?
It's true, we're related. Not just related. Me and Craig here are brothers.
Yes. Which is why we did the interview. We did the interview so we could just get this off our backs.
See, now, why did you want to cover up being brothers?
Basically, to, just forget about our whole childhood. It was that bad, we just wanted to forget about everything. We just went our separate ways, never wanted to look back.
So, why was your childhood so bad?
Well, just so many things happened to us. I guess it really started at birth.
Okay, so, let's start with birth, and what happened?
Birth really, just our whole lives have been terrible. Birth, well, my mother died almost instantly after our birth.
Oh.
Yeah, me and Mike, not only were we brothers, we were actually twins. Not only were we twins, we were Siamese twins.
Ooh, so why were you attached?
The buttocks.
Oh, buttocks.
Well, and because of that, we obviously had to come out at the exact same time, and the pressure. I guess my mother really couldn't handle it. It was tough on her, and she died almost instantly after birth.
We never saw her as kids.
She was never there. And maybe in some ways that was a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
I really don't know anymore. Well, we were stuck in there for a while. We actually were born a month earlier than we were supposed to.
A month?
Yes, a month. Because it was so early, also, she wasn't in the hospital at the time of her birth. She was in her office, working. The birth was rough on her. It really was. We shot right out. Yeah. And I really don't remember it very well, but a worker tried grabbing us. Slid right out of his hands. It was all the placenta. Just couldn't hold on to us, couldn't grasp us, no. We were too slippery. We were way too slippery.
I mean, we hit the ground with a lot of force, and we proceeded to glide down the main hallway and right out into the middle of the street. We were almost struck by a car, and I think it was a Ford. Do you remember the year?
72.
Yes, it was a 72.
72.
And then we wrote a poem about this
You
incident.
wrote a poem to remind us of it, Jose.
How did that go again?
I know you were poets.
But we're not really. This
It
really
helps
just
us.
helped us to remember
Uh-huh.
the birth. We shot out of our mother's vagina and slid down the hole, right into the street, and almost got hit by 72. And our mother is not a Jew. Little ending rhymes there.
It's very nice.
After we were almost hit by the Ford, a Mack truck was coming down the highway right after it. I'd say about a good 50 feet. It passed right over us, and our umbilical cord, it was still attached at the time, and it was caught onto the exhaust pipe, and we were dragged a very, I wouldn't say long way, but
Frank,
I'm sorry.
it's alright.
But I'd say a good 50 feet. That is when we were separated, as Siamese twins. We were separated.
You said that, Siamese.
This is very emotional for us because
I understand.
we haven't talked about this since birth.
Me and Rick were thrown to opposite sides of the street, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it hurt. I mean, it was painful.
It did hurt. It did hurt.
So wait, you were separated, but
Yes.
where were you conjoined when you were
We
twins?
joined at the buttocks.
Oh, the buttocks.
Yes.
And it
When we separated,
Uh-huh.
just yanked. I'm actually missing part of my left cheek.
And I actually have a little too much on my wrist.
So give it back.
Anyway, back to the
funny.
story. Back to the
Well, back to the story. A man found us on the side of the road, and he brought us back to the office building. When he got there, our mother had been dead for a couple minutes already, so we really never met her, which was tough on our life. That basically wraps up our birth.
How terrible. But now let's talk about your father. We haven't talked about him yet.
Okay.
What about this guy?
Our father, I wouldn't say he's a crude man, but, how would you describe him?
He was a bit violent.
Yes.
Violent's a good word to describe him. Very, very strict.
I mean, when we were children, we would always, for example, play this game, Cowboys and Indians.
We enjoyed the normal things kids
I
like,
love that
you know,
game.
tag, Cowboys and Indians.
Yeah.
Every kid plays those.
Well, one day we were playing it, and we decided, because we had just watched this old cowboy movie with John Wayne in it, and we wanted to build a little fire. And so we lit a match, and we lit some leaves on fire.
Just to get into the game. We wanted to be like Indians. So
I mean, it started to get a little big, a little out of control. Our father got home, and he called
I just
us.
remember, we just panicked.
Yes, that was...
Yeah, how old were you when this happened?
I'd say we were 6, 7.
Oh, 6, okay. Get in my head.
Well, our father comes home, and he smells smoke, so he comes back outside, and we obviously were very nervous of what he would say, and he got very angry. And, why don't you tell him?
I'm just laughing because Donatello was there at the time.
Wait, who's Donatello?
Donatello...
I'm falling behind.
He was the only friend we had.
Only friend.
At least we thought he was.
He was both of your friends.
Yes.
Okay.
He pretended to be friends with us
Oh.
for quite a while.
Oh. So,
We'll get into that a little later.
Yes.
okay.
I just
so right
remember-
now, you thought he was your friend.
At this moment in our lives, yes, we thought he was our friend. The only one
And
we had.
he had told a joke prior to my father coming out. So our father thought we were laughing because of the fire. So
The
he...
joke was pretty funny, I believe. What was it?
I think it was... how many Indians does it take to build a fire? And then we
How
said
many?
we don't know. And He said moccasins. So back to the story.
This was a very funny story until our father got home.
He took Craig's hand and I don't want to use the word push. I'm gonna say shove because it was a violent motion.
Shove.
His hand landed directly on the hot coals and he let out something of a yelp.
A yelp. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, the burns were very horrible on his hands, and after that, he wasn't finished. Do you want to continue?
Well, my hands clearly... God, I still have scars today. Just... Okay. Well, after my hands...
Like first 3 burns?
Yes. He was just really mad. He just thought it was a big joke with us. You know, we didn't mean for the fire to get out of control like that. You're just trying to play a game. Well, he continued to do it. He started pushing me in. Frank, or Mike at the time, tried to help me. Usually we didn't stand up to our father like that. But Mike just could tell I was in so much pain. He tried to help me.
Now, what about your friend Donatello? What was he doing?
This is where we got the first inkling that Donatello wasn't our friend. Because this whole time, he was standing there watching and laughing at us. And that was just really rough on us. There we are being abused by our father, and Donatello is...
Just laughing.
Just laughing. We forgave him for that, and we still thought he was our friend, you know. One mistake.
As we talk about Donatello laughing, it was just like many of the kids in our school when we were younger.
That basically wraps it up for the
fire story.
The fire story. Around midnight, he was done with us. Donatello stayed there the whole day.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Yeah. Donatello, let's talk more about this Donatello character.
Okay. Donatello, being the only black boy in the neighborhood.
Oh, so you lived in like a white area?
Yes. He
all
was
white.
We thought he was like one of us because he wasn't treated well either. They called him chocolate, midnight,
racist,
hot fudge. Well, we thought he was a very nice boy.
Now, did you call him Don or Donatello or Dono?
Donatello. He wouldn't like being called Don.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, basically, he was an outcast just like us, which is why we thought he really, was friends with us.
You were an outcast not because you were white, because you had the beards. The whole town was white, right?
The last name Bagel, of course.
The goatees, I mean. Oh, Bagel.
The goatees.
Yeah.
And
we were tormented.
We were just the subject of so many jokes. We got it worse than Donatello. Donatello got it pretty bad though too. You can only imagine.
Yeah, let's stick on Donatello. I want to hear about him.
Tell him that story about when we ate breakfast over our house.
I just still can't believe that to this day. Oh man. All right. He slept over the night before. It was the next morning. We were all having cereal. Sorry, my memory's a little fuzzy. We were all having cereal. When we were done, he told us he urinated. He urinated in our cereal.
Oh my god. So, after you ate the cereal, he told you he peed it.
Yes.
It was a shock.
And his excuse was, this is the part that boggles me, that the slaves used to do that to their owners.
Oh.
He said it was in his genes.
But he knows we would never treat him like a slave, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But he probably felt discriminated against.
But we were an outcast as well, and we were even more outcast. Oh God, we were just. Oh God.
We decided
got it worse than him.
We decided to cut him a break because he was the only, in the
black.
neighborhood.
Yeah. We didn't want to be racist,
but we finally drew the line after the incident.
What? Wait,
the urinating incident? Or
no, not the urinating.
This is a different incident. The day before...
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I just like to explain the incident a little bit more before you actually tell what it is. I think this happened because he was made fun of a lot.
But not as much.
Yeah, I think he was even made fun of more.
Aha.
Because
he may have.
Because he was hanging out with us.
Oh yeah.
But he was insulted. You know, more jokes. They used to call him Pumpernickel Bagel.
Yeah. It's okay, buddy. Yes. They used to call him Pumpernickel.
That was salt.
Yes.
So wait, who was playing? Who was Salt?
I was playing. They would make a joke. He's playing. He's the bagel man.
You want? I have a tissue right here somewhere.
It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. All these jokes.
I used them all.
It scarred our childhood.
Okay, so now what about this incident?
Okay.
Yeah. So the incident. Let's talk about that.
Well, it was the day before my birthday, which was almost the anniversary of our mother's death.
Mm-hmm.
10th.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'd always asked if I can get a pet because I had always wanted one. Yet he hated animals, so he said no every time. But
His father hated?
Yes. Since it was the day before my birthday, he decided to cut me a break. We went down to the pet store. Do you know what it was called?
Petco.
Petco, that was it.
Where the pets go.
Where the pets go. I wanted this one gerbil I saw. He was like the runt of the pack, all the way in the back of the tent.
It reminded him of you and me in school.
Yes. And he was a brownish dark color, which is the same color as our seatbelts in our car, so I named him Seatbelt.
Oh, okay.
So, the first time that Donatello had seen Seatbelt, he seemed like he liked it. He wanted to play with it. He did play with it, in fact. And then one day he came over, and he said he wanted to have bagels with us. And I didn't think it was a joke because I thought he was our friend at the time.
Yes, but I was kind of a little weary about him saying that. Because, what are the chances? He wanted a pumpernickel. He wanted Alex to have a plane. Maybe that was salt.
Yeah, that is odd.
That's
odd indeed.
We were a little suspicious, but that was when I went to the bathroom.
But he was joking around a lot, you know, so we trusted him.
While I was away at the bathroom, it seems that Donatello had grabbed Seatbelt from his cage and proceeded to place him in between the two pieces of my bagel. When I came back out, I saw they had already started, and
I remember, Alex, I wasn't there. I didn't know. I always felt...
Where were you? Where were you?
I was at the refrigerator. I was searching for the refrigerator.
Oh, okay. So you did not see him place
I saw him take it. I heard him. You know what I mean? I knew he was taking the seatbelt out, but he's been playing with them all day. I didn't think anything of it.
Oh.
So they had already started on their bagels, and I didn't want to be behind because I wanted to go outside with them at the same time. So I started eating my bagel very fast, right? So I was taking huge bites when I realized that there was some red liquid pouring down both sides of my mouth. I thought it was just jelly.
Yes, jelly.
Because I had put some jelly on earlier.
We all had jelly on our bagels.
And it was not till 2 days later when I sat up from the
toilet. Now, jelly and cream cheese or just jelly?
I had jelly and cream cheese.
I had just jelly.
Yes, I couldn't just have just jelly.
Oh, alright. I don't
Alright, go with the story, so.
Well, it wasn't until 2 days later when I sat up from the toilet, and I noticed something floating. But it was a light color. And I picked it up, and that's when I realized it was the skeleton of my poor little...
You actually called me into the room at the time, and you asked me, you said, Rick, what is that? And I thought that this object was... Our father smoked. He was a heavy smoker. And that's something I really never liked, because he'd force us to smoke.
Oh.
But that's really not important. So my father came in the room, and he let out cigarettes too, so he really didn't think much of that. If he would have known that seatbelt was dead at the time, he would have beaten us twice as bad that day.
He must have spent $5-6 on seatbelt.
But you gotta understand, that was actually a lot for a birthday present. Before that, we never got any.
Oh, So, and you bought the cage and stuff with your own money?
He didn't have a cage.
That
we
was
stuck him in a cup.
Oh.
Yes. We like to call it a cage because when kids asked at school, I didn't want to say it.
He's in a cup. Okay. So go on. So then
the kids really
that's when I pretty much realized that, you know...
Donatello
wasn't our friend because
we knew after that incident.
I don't see how you can sink much lower than what he had done.
Yeah.
Seatbelt will always be with me.
So after the incident, what happened to Donatello? Did you see him in school?
We told him in school. We confronted him. Actually, you know what? I remember. He was in another group of kids that we've never seen him with before.
Oh.
We were all high-fiving each other saying, "Way to go, Donatello. You got those Bagel brothers."
When I said...
Interesting.
It's very interesting.
How could you do this to us? I thought we were friends. He punched me square in the face.
It's funny because everybody was laughing.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, so then, did you keep on seeing him throughout the high school and everything?
Yes, he's been in the hallways. We never even made eye contact. Well, I never made eye contact. He'd always stare us square in the face and then push us, or shove his nose.
So he was like bullying you throughout the school.
And of course, he went on to make many friends, which we could never accomplish.
He smashed my face in the locker once. Do you remember that?
Yes, actually.
It was in your locker.
Yes.
And
yes.
He smashed my face in it and kept closing it. And this is the part that really disturbed me. His father was the principal of the school.
Oh.
Yes, and his father came over and started kicking me.
What was his father's name again?
Leonardo.
So that was the end of Donatello. We never
had any friends since then. The one kid came up to us and tried to be our friend, but we didn't trust him.
Oh.
What was his name, Alex?
Nickel.
And
So
Master Splinter.
Donatello was your.
He also wanted to be our friend.
Donatello was the only true friend who turned out to be.
He wasn't
not
a true friend. It turns out he was just that whole thing was an act.
Double crosser, yeah. And you thought since he was black, he was like outcast. Like
we thought he was an outcast, but it turns out it was all part of it.
And that's
the joke.
Last you ever saw him? When did he?
After we graduated high school, we never saw him again.
Do you know where he is now?
Last I heard, he had an apartment somewhere in the Bronx, but I hope I never see him again.
So if you did meet him again, what do you would hope? What would you say?
I hope I never meet. I hope I never see him again.
I would have pity on him, and if he tried to do anything to me, I would probably start calling him names.
Exactly. I always hoped, Mike, that he would be in a car accident and die. And I hope he would die because he wasn't wearing his seatbelt.
That's true.
Okay. Hello. This is a few days after I interviewed Frank Stutton and Craig Newton, or Mike and Rick, and I searched out this Donatello character, and I'm going to interview him. Okay, so Donatello. I was just talking to your old friends, Rick and Mike, Bagel. Okay, and they were telling me their life story, and they had a lot to say about you, and they said how you used to pretend to be their friend, and then this seatbelt incident, and that they thought you were friends because you were black, because you are black, and you were an outcast like them, but you were just pretending. And what do you have to say to that? Man, I don't know what they talk about. I remember these Bagel brothers now. I remember them, but they were, I was different. I don't know what they're talking about. Man, those dogs, I was best friends with them, and I don't know who this seatbelt is, but he sounds like some shady character to me. I don't like this guy. I was their best friends, and I don't know, what else did they say about me? Okay, so before, they said that you acted like your friend, and there were a few incidents that they thought that you might not be, but the most part, they thought you were a friend. But after the seatbelt incident, the seatbelt was a gerbil, and they say you put it on Mike's bagel, and Mike accidentally ate it. And they said things about, they said you wished you died in a car crash, because afterwards they said that you were hanging around with other kids who, and you pushed them into lockers and the garbage cans. You pulled their pants down in gym. You man, I don't know what, I was their friends throughout high school. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I have to say, I was their friends throughout high school, man. Man, those were my dogs. The whole time, we were gangster. We listened to rap music together. What else did we do? We drove together. We got, we went drunk. Maybe that's why I got a different memory. Got too drunk or something. And I remember I helped them with their homework. I gave them the test answers. I did a lot of stuff. I never did anything. Let me see this, man. Yo, my wig. I never put poop in their pants, man. What the hell is that? I didn't put gum on their seat. They're lying to you. I want to talk to them. You gotta let me talk to them, and I'll say, yeah. I think we're gonna have to wrap up this interview because I see policemen and they're starting to come for you. So I think that's all we'll get. Yeah, here they come. Oh my God. Alright, here they come now. So thanks for letting me interview you, and peace out, homie.
Freeze!